Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 2, where we are currently planning yet another invasion of Egypt. However, we do have this fancy new region over from Sokoto over here, and this is army view. There we go. I meant to look at militancy, because we do have some militancy going on over here. I think this is a manageable amount of militancy, but the tooltip doesn't actually say when we're actually facing some sort of a crisis over here. But we did get a pretty sizable population increase from that, which is great. We're up to 1.57 million people. Which we started at what, like 1.3, 1.4? Something like that. So we are growing pretty quickly, considering we've only been going for... When was the start date? I don't actually know when the start date was. We've been going for quite a few years, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and bring this unit down over here. Now we're at 12 out of our 10 possible brigades that our soldiers can support, but we're full up, we're pretty much good to go, and we just need, at this point, to regenerate some of our soldier pops. Which is fantastic, because we still have about a year before our truce is up, and then probably about 200-ish days before we can justify on this region, because we don't have a core on this region. So we're going to have to justify on it. Okay, there we go. We've got ourselves 2 units of irregulars in this army now. I'm not going to enlarge our armies anymore for now, but Bavaria has anarcho-liberals. Oh my. Good for you, Bavaria. That's going to be a bit of a mess. So the question is, when do we ship these troops over? Well, that's a good question. Our militancy is going down over here. I think we're pretty safe to move our troops now, actually. I don't think we're going to have anything going on over here in Sokoto. What else do we have going on over here? A whole lot of nothing. Oman is down over here. That's to be expected. Hello, newspaper. The fears of Portugal. Portugal is afraid of the Netherlands. Excellent. As well they should be. Okay. Conservative is just steadily losing progress here. We have some anarcho-liberals coming in now. That's a bit concerning. Yeah, the radical faction has been founded. That is definitely concerning. I'm not a fan of these guys. Let's take a look at the radical faction here. They want free trade, laissez-faire, religious policy being atheism, full citizenship, and pro-military. That's not so bad, actually. Ooh, there's the Dred Scott case. That's, interesting. I wonder if they have a choice there on which way to take that case to, avoid or instigate the Civil War. I haven't played as the USA, but that would be an interesting playthrough for sure. Okay, so we want this army here, this one that's not moving, to move up into Obeid. Because the idea is we sweep Khartoum to Atbara, and then use this as a defense. Then this army sweeps Kassala, Wad Madani, Rabak, and then this one, Fashoda Sennar. So if we alter the battle plan here, we can do like a secondary green arrow here, leading like down here, but actually let's just delete this arrow and create a new one. So it would be like Akordat, Kassala, Wad to Rabak, like that. That's the general plan. Excellent. So we're currently growing about 105 to 120 people per day. That's pretty good growth, actually, considering we were barely growing before. We were actively regressing when under the flu, but that's to be expected. So this year, our truce with Egypt is up, and the question is, at what point can we get ourselves another reform? $86.30 is what this will cost. That's a long ways away. Okay. Now we do have a Sokat Liberation Movement, currently with about 20,000 supporters. They haven't radicalized at all, so that's good. Now we could suppress this movement. It'll cost 1 point and make them likely to be more radical in the future. Okay. Well, they're declining. As time goes by, they're more and more okay with being under our rule, it would appear. I don't know why, because we're taxing them to death, but whatever. Like, our taxation is a little bit on the high end. I'll be the first to admit that. You know, it doesn't seem to affect the rich at all, that they're getting their needs fulfilled, or the poor, for that matter. So I think we're going to go back to taxing them at full. We're going to really cut taxes on the middle class and see if that affects their needs very much. It does seem to be affecting their needs to some degree. When they were full, they were like, more of them were not getting their needs. But that could just be differences in trade too, right? So ultimately, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Well, I know what's going on here. I don't know... What I don't know is how to go about fixing it at this point. Because what we need is we just need to be getting more needs. Which means we have to expand. Because we're not getting enough, and we can't trade for enough because we're not a high enough prestige rank. Also, what is our current infamy at? Where do we see our infamy? Should be in here somewhere. Here, we're at 14 infamy. Our infamy change is going down by 0.1 per month, but I was told in a comment that at 25 infamy, a great power gets a CB on us. So that's a problem. We don't want to hit that. So we have about 10 infamy to spare. But that is going down every month. So if we were to justify on Egypt, which we can start doing now, how much will that cost in infamy to acquire a state? The maximum amount of infamy we can require is 11. And we currently have 13.9. We have just enough to pull this off. So let's acquire a state. And what state do we want to acquire? Well, we can choose that later on. We'll start our justification now. And if we head back into diplomacy, we can see it'll take about another 192 days. And during that time, our infamy will continue to go down. So that is good. That is very, very good. Out of curiosity, though, what is this state? This is Sudan. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, we're going after Sudan. We want to unify our nation a bit here. We're still going to have this exclave in Sokoto over here. Until we can colonize, there's not a lot we can do about that, though. That just is what it is. Ah, yes. Anarcho-liberals. They are the best. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new parties forming everywhere. So the real question is, how close are we to becoming a secondary power? Let's take a quick look at the diplomacy here. And can we sort by... Let's see, show great powers. I want to sort by prestige rank. So, the first 8... oh boy, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. We are not, we're not planning to attack Egypt. That's not a thing. What? These giant green arrows we built on the ground? No, don't worry about it. It's fine. We're peace-loving people. Don't worry about it. Okay, so Ottoman Empire. So then the secondary powers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bavaria is the bottom secondary power. We're actually getting kind of close. What? Egypt? No, we're not trying to... Why would we want this state? There's no reason that I can possibly think of, other than unification, that we would want this. I don't know what they're even going on about. We don't want to take stuff from them. Egypt is just, you know, they're overreacting. They tend to do that. It's just a thing with them. And then, of course, the next state that we're going after is this one. This is going to be really exciting, though, because there's a lot of desert provinces over here that are going to be really heavy attrition to take. So, realistically, we don't really want this too badly. I mean, what does this even produce? Fruit? Cattle? Tropical wood in a desert? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's not great. It's a lot of territory, but it's very sparsely populated, and it's not very valuable territory, if I'm honest. Like, this coast is okay over here. But I'm mostly interested in this state here. Hello, what is this? Alliance offer from Nejd. Where are these guys? I remember seeing them from Europa, but, Nejd. Oh, these guys. They're allied with Abu Dhabi. They are also a primitive nation. Who do they hate? They don't really hate anybody. Why are they seeking to ally us? And more importantly, what do we gain from this? I mean, there's somebody on this side of Egypt, but we're not afraid of Egypt. If they get attacked by the Ottomans, then we'd get pulled into that. I feel like this alliance is not to our advantage. What's their military rank? They are really, really weak militarily. I don't think this is to our advantage. I'm going to decline this. Okay. Onward we go. How goes our justification? Almost done. Fantastic. We are in position here, and we have, I think, a solid plan. So let's go ahead and declare this. Actually, let me double check before I declare what our current... where are we? Ethiopia. What our current infamy is. 18.61. Okay. That's good to know. Now, let's go back to Egypt. And if we declare this war for acquiring Sudan, does this cost us infamy? No. It'll cost 56 war score to demand in a peace deal, though. That's a lot of war score. But we're doing it. Okay. So, let's put the plan into motion. You guys into Fashoda. You guys into Kassala. You guys into Khartoum. Okay. Now we'll see when the military shows up. They do have some military here, so that's something to keep in mind. I'm also going to bump up the middle class tax to 50%. Like so. And then we're going to spend a bit of money on defense. Let's take this up to 50%. Or 50%. 15%. There we go. Yeah, this should be fine. We're making money more often than not at this point. Revolution in the Ottoman Empire. Anarcho-liberals have defeated the government's forces and broken the country. Oh my. That's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting indeed. Anyway, it is pretty much time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll fight this war with Egypt. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.